Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me on Close to Death. I'm Selena Roane, your host, and this is powered by FEAR Paranormal and DTM Wicked Radio. Tonight, I am so very excited because it's been about a year and a half since I had my guest tonight on. He was on my birthday a little while back, and he is a psychic medium. He was on a couple of shows. I don't know if y'all have heard of him. Paranormal State, Psychic Kids. I don't know. Maybe you've heard of him. His name's Chip Coffey. So I don't know if you've heard of him or not, but he's going to be my guest tonight, and he should be calling in here pretty soon. I've been blessed to know Chip from working on Shadows on 66 with Chip in June of 2013, and that was a lifetime experience that I will never forget, and I feel so blessed to have been asked to work on that project. So, Chip is a big advocate for Angels Among Us, which is a animal rescue that is in the Atlanta area. He does a lot of work with Lost Limbs Foundation. He's just a really loving, giving guy, and I'm really proud to call him my friend. He's got so many things going on that we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to talk to him a little bit about the movie that he just got through filming a little bit back, and a couple of other things that he's got going on. He had an episode on drunken history, which was hilarious. We're going to talk about, it was a little bit short. I kind of wanted a little bit more Chip, but we'll talk about that too. And then he's got Coffee Talk coming up. Coffee Talk tour. He's going to be in Texas. And I know a lot of my Texas peeps are very, very happy about that. FEAR Paranormal, my team, will be there assisting Chip. We'll have our table there, and we'll be helping people get seated, checking people in, all that good stuff, and just helping Chip all the way around with the event. So we look forward to everybody going and getting your tickets at chipcoffey.com and look on the events, and then just click on the Coffee Talk, and you can pick any city that he's going to. He's got quite a few that he's hitting, so you need to get your tickets for that. We also are going to be, I myself am going to be going to Tombstone here in May, and right before I met Chip, he had made a little trip to Tombstone, and I kind of want to get his take on something that he experienced at the birdcage. So we're going to talk a little bit about Tombstone, Arizona, where Dark Side Entertainment will be holding a huge event May 1st, actually through the 3rd, Friday through Sunday,
Ma'am?
in Tombstone. Yes.
Your awesome guest is there, and I love him, and he's there.
Who doesn't love Chip? Hi, Chip. How are you?
Hello, Precious. How are you?
I am awesome now that I hear your voice. It's been a little bit.
We were just talking, Tiffany and I were just talking, and I recognized the area code where she lives, and it's in New York State because it was the area code in the town that I was born in, spent some time in as a child, went to college, and I said, "Where are you?" And she told me the name of the city, and I went, "Oh, nuh-uh, you're kidding. It's the town, are you ready for this? From 30 years ago where my ex was from."
Oh, my goodness. How funny is that? Yeah, she was excited to talk to you. I've also got Carol Malone and Susie, my friends that are like completely big, huge fans that wanted me to say thank you for talking to Carol at Scarefest, and Susie said she's one of your biggest fans. So I told them that I would tell you that. So there you go, Susie and Carol. So how are you? I know that you've been going through a little rough time, and so have I, and wanted to show you some love for that.
Oh, my goodness, yes. When we lose those that we love, that's either two-legged or four-legged, that's a tough time. And, you know, you just lost one of your precious babies, and in the past 6 weeks, in less than 6 weeks, I lost two of my beloved dogs. I lost Molly and Caitlin. and that was a rough hit. And now I've got another one that's sick. Oh, my goodness.
What is going on?
I don't know. My little Skeeter's got a really bad cough, but, we're hoping to manage it. She's on antibiotics, and she's been to see the vet, and we're keeping a close watch on her. But, I'm like, enough is enough.
Right? Exactly. I lost Cody, my dog, the day after my birthday, and then on December 5th, and then I lose Shadow last week, and I'm like, God, I totally know what you're going through, and now I can't believe another one of your animals is sick. I'm so sorry.
Well, thank you. We're keeping a close watch on her. Cousin Kenny and I are keeping a close watch on Skeeter, and she's on. Like I said, she went to the vet yesterday, and she's had a hefty dose of antibiotics via shot, and she's just got a really hacky cough that they think is kind of like a cold or a little bit like kennel cough, and so we're giving her liquid antibiotics at home. And I've already talked to the folks at the very high-priced veterinary clinic here that we take our animals to, but so far, I will tell you this. Animals, those of us who have animals will do almost anything to save our animals, but I've spent a boatload of money, like $30,000 plus, on trying to keep my animals alive.
Ooh, and not only that, but you also work with Angels Among Us a lot, too, and help here and there with that and do a lot of fundraising for them. So, that's part of the reason. I mean, there's so many reasons I could think of why I love you so much, but that's one of the things that just touches my heart, because you and I are so much alike when it comes to animals.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's been really rough. So I wanted to show you some love for that. And
well, I'm showing you some right back, girl. It's tough. And, they become such a part of your daily routine and your life. And I still find myself, thinking I'm going to have to step around them when I go from one part of the house to the other, and I realize that they're not there anymore, not in the physical sense. But, it's tough. I've got, I started out the year with 4 dogs. Now I have 2, and then, just a few months before that, my 15-year-old cat died. So within the year, I've lost 3 of my 5 animals. So that's been tough, Selena. It's been real tough.
Ooh, I know that is right, because I know how big your heart is for those animals, and I know it's rough because I just went through it myself. So I totally get it. But I wanted to tell the people out in the audience a little bit about when we met on Shadows on 66. Was like we had known each other for 100 years. It was so cool. And what a blessing it's been, I mean, what a fun time since we've become friends. I'm blessed.
It's really kind of interesting. When I flew into that little teeny hotel, I didn't fly into a hotel. I flew into an airport, Chip. You need a nap. I flew into the airport, and there I was. I got off the plane, and you were standing there waiting for me, and we're like, okay. I'm like, where's the luggage? I wonder which carousel the luggage is on. It's like, honey, there's just one damn little conveyor belt here that your luggage is going to come up on. And we went out, and we just hit it right away. We just, picked up where we left off on. There wasn't a place to leave off, at least in this lifetime. But the fun part about it was kind of buddying together and not giving a care what anybody else thought when we were laughing and joking amongst ourselves.
Exactly. I know that the brothers had quite a bit of by the time that week was up, they were like really wanting to overload their testosterone levels. It was pretty funny.
That wouldn't have done any good.
Exactly.
Because we would have still cut up no matter what. We were there to do a job, but we were going to have a good time when we weren't working. So, it is what it is. And I just remember that, because sitting on those hot leather seats in that convertible car, scorching our buns and getting sunburned. I think that probably that week we were there, I'm thinking that you probably put on more lotion and suntan stuff than you probably have ever worn in your life.
Yeah, we were cooking in the back of that car, but God, that car was so cool. I mean, how many chances do you get to ride in a cool convertible like that? Cool.
A classic old Ford Fairlane from like the late 50s. That was really cool.
Oh man, it was so nice, and that was such a great experience. And when they asked me to work on the project, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then they said, I said, well, who are we going to work with? And they go, well, Chip Coffey. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm in, you know. I mean, that was a convincing factor for me. I was like, oh, my God, yes, I'm in. You know, when we were just a few months ago at the Stanley, and that was the first time I'd ever been at the Stanley, and I don't think I've ever seen a beautiful place. And the activity there was off the chain. And I just love the Stanley, and I know you're going back for Lost Limbs because you work with Lost Limbs quite a bit.
I'm actually going back. No, I'm not going back with Lost Limbs.
Oh, you're not going back?
No, I haven't. You know, not that I'm aware of. I'm going back with Amy Bruni.
Oh, with Amy Bruni. Okay, that's
Amy
right.
Bruni. It's with Strange Escapes that I'm going back with Amy Bruni's group. And, you know, this is probably, I've lost count. You know, it's got to be creeping up on double digits now of 9, 10, something like that, visits to the Stanley. And, you know, one of the things that I will have to say about the Stanley Hotel, I get asked often what's the most haunted place or what's my favorite haunted place. And I really don't like to pick a specific place, but I can absolutely say that every time that I have been to the Stanley, with the exception of one time, something paranormal has happened. And I'm sure something happened, I just don't remember what it was. It was nothing really startling, but usually something pretty major happens when I'm at the Stanley.
Yeah, it did this time for sure. I don't think I've ever been that shook up from the tunnel. And Lisa was extremely shook up, and she got actually jacked with more than I did. But they were just sucking my energy, and I was shaking inside like a leaf, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, this is so strange. But it was weird. And I loved the Stanley, and it was beautiful, and I hope when you go that they have the maze, but I doubt they'll have it ready by then.
They're supposed to be pretty close to completion of it when we get there.
Really? Wow. They're going to really kick butt on that then. That's awesome. That would be something I would definitely have to go check out. So, and you also had just gotten done not too long before that. Didn't you get done filming a movie that we're supposed to be seeing, hopefully, in the near future?
You know, I've done some scripted work, some movie work, and I don't know anything about the release. I haven't heard anything definite about the release of the movie, but it was a movie called The Night Visitor 2, Heather's Story, and it was really hard for me to develop a character. I play a psychic and a medium. And
that's tough, man. I don't know how you did that.
That's really tough. I don't know how, but I don't play myself. I play a character whose name is Daniel, and Daniel is trying to help a family figure out what's going on with their child. And indeed, it's not a ghost or a demon. It's an extraterrestrial. So, and anyone who knows me or has heard me speak knows that I am not a fan of UFOs and ETs. They scare me.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a little freaky. I don't want them probing on me either.
No, hell no. As we say in the South, I'm scared of them. So, you know, I don't really like, you know, those big-eyed, pasty-skinned little devils. No, I'll cut a bitch. You know, it's I'll cut an alien bitch. So it's yeah, no. Aliens, demons, ghosts, those sort of things, no. Aliens, no.
Wow.
So
I didn't know you disliked aliens. I didn't know you were freaked out about them so much.
Aliens freak the F out of me. Let's put it that way. I'm thinking they're going to come to Earth and they're going to think that I would look good with, like, you know, two vegetables and a glass of sweet tea or something. I don't know. They'll look at me and go, "You look tasty, girl."
They probably would. You know, when you say cut a bitch, the thing that reminds me of that is not only you all the time, but the Drunken History episode that you did when you said "drink up bitches." That was the bomb.
I had so much fun on that show. I was thinking about Derek today. Derek Waters, the host, such a funny, brilliant man. And we just had a good time. But, you know, it was a little short and sweet appearance on the show, but we went and filmed at a lovely place called the Powell House with such history, such a historic place in Philadelphia. Benjamin Franklin was there, George Washington, Marquis de Lafayette, Benedict Arnold and his wife Peggy Shippen, you know, all the luminaries from the colonial era were there in this house, and
Wow.
to be able to walk in their footsteps was pretty exciting.
I mean, God, that house is freaking old, and
yeah.
Did you pick up on? I mean, it was so brief. I was like, come on, I want more Chip. What the hell? That's it. I get like 3-4 minutes of Chip. Come on.
It was probably 90 seconds. I would say probably just about 90 seconds. But, you know, I did it because one of the reasons I wanted to do some TV where I thought there was a little bit more of a lighthearted thing was people tend to see me on television when I'm really in serious work mode. And anyone who really knows me well or has seen me at one of the live events knows that I've got a wicked sense of humor, and I swear like a sailor, and, you know, that I'm I'm a bubble short of level. I'm kind of a crazy guy. And you don't get to see a lot of that side of my personality on television. So that's the reason I really wanted to do Drunk History. And when they asked me to come and just have fun, to ghost hunt, but make it fun. And, you know, that's kind of what we wanted to do with that little segment of the show that we did. And, yeah, the place is very, very haunted. I went back this past winter and in December and did an event with my buddy Robbie Kearns with Violet Flame Productions. We went and did a live event, and my buddy Sharon Smith-Lentz from Dark Shadows, she played Barnabas, the vampire sister Sarah, came and played with us there. So, you know, we had a good time with a bunch of people, and, you know, it's definitely haunted. Everybody who's lived there as a caretaker has had some sort of paranormal experience in the building. So, you know, it's renowned to be haunted.
Wow. Well, you know, I was extremely jealous of you this past weekend or whatever, right before you came back from, how do you say it, Manresa Castle? Is that how you say it?
Right.
Oh, my God. Hello.
It was amazing. We stayed, Greta, my BFF and my travel assistant, you know Greta very well. Greta and I stayed in one of the tower rooms, and it was on the third floor of the building, and right above us, there's an attic, and in the attic, one of the monks, because the building at one point in time was inhabited by Jesuit monks who ran a school for delinquent boys there, I believe. And, you know, one of the monks actually went into the tower attic and hanged himself, and it was right above the room that Greta and I stayed in. So, you know, that's enough to freak you out just to start, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I saw the pictures and the view. I mean, you know how much I love Seattle and the Washington State anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw those pictures of your view, I was so jealous. I was like, oh, I wanted to go to that so bad.
It was lovely. Let me tell you, you know, the town is very beautiful. We got a chance to walk around in town a bit, and we got a chance to, you know, explore a lot of the castle itself, and the folks there were very nice and very hospitable, and it was a great event. Amy Bruni has started, for those who don't know, your listeners, has started a new company called Strange Escapes, and she's got a number of events that are planned throughout the year, and she's just, it has taken off like gangbusters, and she just does such a great job of putting these events together, and I'm very blessed to have Amy as my good friend, Amy and Adam, and, you know, I've been invited to, I think, every event that Strange Escapes is doing now, so I'm just so grateful that I've got such great friends within the paranormal community, not just those people who are on TV or have done, you know, lots of appearances, but I've made friends outside of that with, you know, with some of the fans that have become friends. So, you know, there's some really good people. There's some not so good people that try to stir up trouble and cause problems, but there are a lot of really good people too in the paranormal arena.
You know, and it's so cool that you just said that, because there are those that's what they do, and, you know, they stir shit, and they cause drama, and they need to lick the spoon. That's all I'm going to say about it. And it's ridiculous and childish, and it needs to stop, because it's not helping our field at all. But it's weird, because I have made some of the lifelong friends that are like brothers and sisters to me now at this last event that we went to at Lost Furnaces. And, oh, wow, that place was so cool. You did not kid me when you said that place was awesome.
It is.
We got some of the most awesome evidence, and I cannot wait to share it with everybody in the Spirit Quest episode. Oh, my God, and it's amazing. But we made it was like a family event, and we all got along and we all had a good time. And we had to get through some adversity because it was 21 degrees and the wind was blowing like, a freezer through the silo there. And we're like, we can't do presentations and do stuff here. The wind's blowing like a tornado and it's freezing. Somebody's going to get pneumonia. So we had to move it. And so that was kind of an adversity, but we got through it just fine. And then the stuff was just amazing. But the people that you meet at these different events, just like when at Stanley, I met some really cool people. That was the first time I met Mike Couch, and wow, what a nice guy. And Ben Hansen was so cool. Dana Workman, you know what I mean? I mean, they were just cool people, and we had a great time. And then I met Amy and Adam with you at Belvoir Winery, which you're going back to in April again.
I am. And there's another event that I'm really excited about that, if you could come, it would be amazing. We're going to do, again, with my friend Robbie Kearns and Violet Flame Productions, we're doing an event that's exciting to me. We're doing an event we're doing two events in New York. The first one is in New York City at a place called the Players Club. And the Players Club was actually founded by Edwin Booth, who was the actor brother of John Wilkes Booth, the assassin of President Lincoln. And
oh, yeah.
He founded this club for actors and writers and members of the entertainment industry in Gramercy Park area of New York City. And he had a suite of rooms there and actually lived on property and died there. And his suite of rooms has been preserved almost like a shrine or a time capsule. I mean, his slippers, his house slippers, are still sitting beside the bed where he left them when he took them off.
What?
Oh, yeah. I mean, how?
And when was this? When was the last time he took those slippers off?
In the late 1800s.
Oh, my God. Wow.
So his room is still preserved the way he left it. So I think that's just way cool, and it's the first that I know of paranormal event, and certainly the first time a psychic and a medium has been in the building to do an event. And we're so fortunate that I get to do an event there, a very small event of only 70 people that are going to be allowed to attend the event because it's a small venue. So, I mean, very exclusive, and how cool to do an event at a place that's got such rich history. And then 2 days later, we're going upstate to the town of Woodstock, where the big Woodstock Festival was held in the 60s. So I get to walk in the footsteps of Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. We've done some events there before, but that town, Selena, you would love it, because this town is like you, again, walk back in time to the 1960s. There's people that are hippies that are still walking through the town that you would think that you're back in the 60s.
Oh, that'd be great. I was born in 68. My mom and dad, they weren't really hippies to the lifestyle, but they looked it. And my mom was very peace, love, and, all that stuff. So all the Doors and Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix, and I grew up listening to all that. You know what I mean? All that.
Well, this town is just like you stepped back in time. It's really kind of funny. You feel like you need to put on a headband and wear love beads when you're there,
That's great. As long as there are love beads around my neck and that, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't go there.
Oh, yeah, we're on air. I can't go there right now. We have to save that for when we get together.
We have to be nice.
I know. Dang it. I swear I hate having to behave. It's hard when we get together, you know what I mean?
It is, because you throw Greta Reeford into that mix and, all bets are off.
But Greta's a good person. She wears her paints. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, what you said.
She gets so frustrated when we give her such a hard time. She's like, you guys, and we'll give Greta, she's such a good sport, we'll give her a hard time, and then she'll be like, if I had a stroke and y'all are making fun of me, that's not very funny now, is it? How would you feel? And we just laugh.
How would we know if she'd had a stroke? Well, the only way she'd stop snoring, that would be the way we would know.
I saw your post about the little contraption, and I died laughing. I go, oh, no, Greta's going to flip. Oh, man.
For those of you who don't know what we're laughing about, Greta, we've shared rooms with Greta. Greta and I, almost every trip that we're on together, we're sharing a room together. And, Greta, we love her dearly, but Greta is like a buzzsaw. She snores so much and so loud that it's kind of amazing that anybody can sleep. And what's really funny is I don't think I've ever told you this, that one night I was going to record her so she could hear how loud she snores. And you know, if you've got an iPhone, when you press the little record thing on an iPhone, it goes ding and beeps. Now, she's snoring like this. She's going, wah, wah. And that snoring is not waking Greta up. But the minute I sneak over and get my iPhone and she just hears one little ding, she wakes up and goes, I don't think that's funny.
Well, the thing that was so funny was when we were at Belvoir and we were in the room. She was snoring so loud that I had Christina Aguilera in my ear from my phone on blast, and I could still hear her snoring over that. So just to say, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, but I don't care. I still love Greta, and I would have traded that weekend for anything. It was so cool. Well,
now, I snore a little bit. I'm the first to admit that I will snore a little bit, but I cannot believe that she doesn't wake herself up.
She's going to kill us. You know that, right? We're going to go get cussed out.
If she's listening into the show, our ass is grass.
Yeah, we might as well go ahead and start mowing now, right?
She's got the lawnmower. She's got the lawnmower, trust me.
Yeah, that's great. We love you, Greta, so much. I swear, I don't know what Chip would do really without you. You'd be kind of lost.
I really would. Greta's one of the best people I know. She's like my sister, my much older sister, but, you know, I love her to death.
Oh, my goodness. Now, you know, I also want to thank you for hooking me up with Mr. Justin Spurrier, because our friendship has taken off as well, and we actually are doing 2 projects together now. We have a new show that we're doing on Monday night on another station that we are doing for Paranormal Unity. We're doing that together, and then we're also doing Spirit Quest together. And it's so weird because we've met through Chip in Galena.
Justin's a good guy. Justin is a really good guy. You know, I was fortunate enough to meet Justin at an event called Phenomenology up in Pennsylvania, and you know, we just sort of hit it off right in the beginning. And you know, when I knew that Justin lived close by, I invited him to come and hang with us when we were in Galena, and he came and hung out with us, and then he was at Scarefest last year. And, hung out with us at Scarefest when we were there. So Justin's a really good guy. He's funny and he's very talented in his paranormal pursuits. So, yeah, Justin's a stand-up guy.
Yeah, and, I mean, I couldn't have thought of a better person to be a guide with me on Spirit Quest. I don't call it a host because we're actually not a host and we're not a star. We're actually just kind of guiding people around these different cool places that some people don't get to go to and show them what a real investigation's like. You know what I mean? And Justin's got so much experience that, you know, for somebody who's got 5 and 6 years like I do as far as actually investigating, somebody with his experience it's been real beneficial and helping me learn about a lot of different things. And so between you and him, man, I'm just like blown up with coolness. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you add Greta and all that to the mix. It's been really cool for me. And I wish to God we could have had Shadows go on as a series like it was planned to, because that way we could have worked together more. But, you know, things happen.
They do. Things happen in life, and, you know, we had a chance. One of the things that happened that was amazing was that gave us an opportunity to get to know each other and begin our friendship. So, you know, you look at things and they may not progress the way that you would hope or anticipate that they would. But look at the fact that our friendship began during that process.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, I'm totally thankful, and you know, I'm grateful to those guys every day for, you know, actually asking me to be on the project. I was just thrilled and honored to do that. I mean, and then when we met and started being friends, it was awesome. But I mean, you know, I hope to God we get to work together on something else in the future. That would be so cool. And, you know, I just love the way you handle investigations, because when we were on the investigation together, and I wish that there was more of that in the video or the documentary, because we kind of bounced off each other. We were kind of playing the good cop, and they were kind of the bad cop, and they were being big, bad, yelling, brothers, and we were down there trying to, say, we're not going to hurt you, we're trying to, just talk to you, because you let us know you're here. I mean, that was some of the most amazing moments for me, because being someone new to the field and going to actually investigate with you, I mean, come on. That's like, I was sitting there going, somebody pinched me. How did I get here? This is so cool. And the place is amazing.
It is. It's an absolutely fun place to visit, and it's kind of off the beaten path, and it's one of those places, like so many places, it's not just the well-known places like the Stanley and the Queen Mary and places like that that are haunted destinations. There are some smaller cities, smaller towns, in the country and all over the world actually, that have their own haunted history, their own stories to tell about paranormal activity. So those are the places that I'm really anxious to explore. Also, are those little known places that are just kind of cool and out of the way.
Well, I did go back, and I took a couple of groups back up there because, when we were there, it didn't have really any furniture, and they were just getting, their refinishing and restoring and all that done. Now it has all this beautiful furniture in it. It looks like a museum. It's beautiful. And we went back and took two groups, and we were doing dowsing rods. And we had 3 sets of dowsing rods, just so we could make sure what was up, if there was anything hokey or whatever, validation type thing. And I was like sitting there, and I said, Nancy, how are you doing? Do you remember me? Yes. Do you remember Chip? Yes. I asked her something else, and she said no. And I asked her if she liked somebody else, and it said a definite hell no. And then I said, would you like for me and Chip to come back and talk to you? And I got a yes. And I was like, well, cool. So me and Chip are good. I mean, we made friends. Others didn't fare so well with the spirits there, supposedly. So, but that place was just so cool with just the history of it.
And that's what I love about places. They're places that are so rich with historical significance, like the Players Club in New York where I'm going, and Woodstock. Those places are just ripe with history. They're just amazing locations.
Now, another amazing location that you went to, and that was, you and Justin had actually been there right before y'all came to Galena, or met in Galena, or whatever, and that's Tombstone, Arizona. And we're going to go for this. Now, I've never been there, and we're going to go to this huge event in 1st of May. And I heard, you were telling me about this little experience that you had at the bird cage.
Yeah.
Can you share that with us and let us know?
We're actually trying to do some communication, and there were a number of people sitting around a very large kind of dining room table, and I mean a large table, a solid wooden table that probably weighed, at least 90 or 100 pounds or more. I mean, solid wooden table. And there was equipment on the table, and there were people around the table, and we were asking questions. And, the room was fairly well dark. I mean, you could barely see in the ambient light from, some of the little lights from the meters and things like that. And all of a sudden, this table levitated off the floor. I mean, picked itself up and slammed down, and equipment flew everywhere. And I let loose a stream of swear words, and so did a few other people. It was so startling that the energy, whatever that energy was, that just basically lifted that table up and slammed it back down to the floor. I mean, it's not like it lifted it up a foot in the air, but it lifted up enough to where it jarred things off the table, and, it definitely caused a big thud and got a huge reaction from the people that were sitting around the table.
Yeah, you told me that you said some choice words that someone has on an audio recorder somewhere.
They do. There's, hey, I've dropped the F-bomb 24 times on international television. So, my dad was an Irish sailor. I think that explains a lot.
Yeah, well, F-bomb is pretty much my favorite word. I have to always watch it around my son because if I drop the F-bomb, I have to pay $1 to him. You know, he's pretty smart, you know. Any other cuss word is like 25 cents, but the F-bomb's $1.
Well, that kid should be rich by now.
Right? But I've been really doing good. I mean, really, I have. I'm pretty proud of myself around him. It's just when I get around everybody else that I let them go.
Well, you know, my mother and father, you know, we weren't politically correct in my family with regard to, you know, my parents would not. I never heard my mom drop the F-bomb. I've got to say that. The first time I ever heard my mom drop the F-bomb, I was probably in my early 30s, and when she said that word for the first time, I thought I was going to swallow my tongue. I'm like, oh, I don't believe you just said that word. And she's like, whoa, I'm like, all right, leaving you alone because she's getting all badass on me here. She's going gangster.
Oh, she's dropping the F-bomb.
She did.
Woo. So what, let's talk a little bit about the coffee talk. Coffee talk coming up, and
I do. My coffee talk tour that I do.
It's almost 4 minutes. Wow. Yeah, we got 4 minutes left. That's craziness. That just flew by. Yeah. So before we have to end, will you please tell everybody how to get coffee talk tickets and all the other events that you're at?
I'm going to be doing events, and I'll tell about Coffee Talk really quick. Denver, Phoenix, Tucson, Albuquerque, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, and Austin for my Coffee Talk tour. And it starts at the end of April. And you can go, the easiest thing to do is go to my website at Chip Coffey, ChipCoffey.com, and click on the events and public appearances link. And all of the events that I'm currently scheduled to go to be appearing at, to be going to, are listed on that page. My Coffee Talk tour is where I go and do gallery readings and pick people out of the audience to give readings to, and we talk to dead people and have a great time.
Oh, my God, it's so fun because Fear's going to be there helping you. I can't wait to freaking see you again. And also, I want to reserve, and you got to tell Amy to back the heck off a little bit and quit scheduling you so tight because we want you in Dallas for a Lost Limbs Foundation event we're trying to put together. So tell Amy she got to work with me a little bit.
Well, I'm pretty booked up through the spring, so you might better be hopping on it if there's something that's coming up, girl.
I know. I'm trying to, love. Well, thank you so much.
You are so welcome, darling. It's been fun to be here with you. We will talk soon. I love you.
I love you, too. Talk to you soon, Chip.
Thanks, darling. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody, for listening tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. He is an amazing man. Love him with all my heart. And you've got to see him do his thing. He's so cool. He's so much fun, entertaining, and he is good. The real deal, Lucille. So don't miss out on seeing Chip in a city near you. Go to his website and get tickets. Before I leave you tonight, I want to thank Syntex Roof Systems. Let you know that next week I'm going to have Ben Hansen on, and also the Ozarks Phenomicon team to talk about Ozarks Phenomicon the last 30 minutes of the show. We have tickets for Ozarks Phenomicon on their website. Go look on A Haunting at Tombstone and get you some tickets for Tombstone. There's also tickets for other events. Please go look on FEAR Paranormal or Close to Death Facebook page, and all of it will be there. Again, we appreciate you listening tonight. Everybody have a safe week. Peace out.